Kia ora, bros and girls, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're back with week 4, the Time Stone. And so we're gonna try to come in here, finish this lineup with Black Widow. I only got my highest Black Widow. It was only 4-star, and she's rank 3. She's not that high. But this Time Stone gives her power with each attack. Every time she gets a power, she purifies all debuffs. She's got full strike, so auto evade, auto evading stuns them. Uh, your special attacks do not consume power, so they actually kind of go down over time. And while they go down, you have this increased crit or cruelty. And also at the end of it, you regen 120% of the damage taken during that power consumption. So it gives her this kind of weird passive regen, which is going to come in handy. I'm so sure of it. Um, so I actually, funnily enough, I've tried to do this line with Hawkeye because it's like, I tried this last week because it's like, okay, wow, man, Hawkeye is powerful. I've got a rank 3 5-star, and I could just come in here and finish it. And I've finished actually all the other difficulties, Master, just running Hawkeye with the stone because they've been pretty easy. But I couldn't get around this one, especially I couldn't get around King Groot quite easily with my Hawkeye. So hopefully, I'm hoping that this stone gives us the edge. The good thing as well is that the reason I couldn't get around King Groot from memory is he's just one, he's got a lot of regen, and two, those Furies just keep stacking, and then it's just such a long fight because you can't. It's not like you're bleeding him out, so it's just a super long fight. But I think hopefully with Black Widow being able to cut out his triggers, I'm having a few more stuns, and that cruelty that hopefully, hopefully I can just spam the SPs, get my cruelty up, and do a ton of damage, and reduce the kind of trigger. Maybe fail a couple of regions, and hopefully finish him off. But I think it's going to be a bit of a long fight. I hate fights against King Groot because he is so tank. Like, he goes from like, I'm gonna hit you heaps, I'm gonna hit you with a ton of damage because I've got 6 Furies, to like, oh, all the damage you just done, I'm gonna regen, and you're kind of like, oh man, my god. And unless you have a poison immune, you don't really want to push him to his SP2 because then you take unnecessary damage. You definitely don't want to push him to his SP3 because then you take guaranteed damage. So you're just sitting there playing with evading that SP1, and it makes it a really, really long fight. But we're tracking okay. He's halfway down. I've gotten 50 hits in, so I guess this is gonna be like 100 hit, 120 hit. If you have a high level Black Widow, obviously this will be an easier fight, a quicker fight. I don't. So you're stuck with me trying to commentate this while I try to get him down. I would actually, I really actually would love a higher version of Black Widow. I think like having a 5-star rank 3 Black Widow would be absolutely amazing. I would love to have her duped as well because she is quite useful. She is quite handy, especially for those annoying Thorns lines, which have been coming up a lot more recently lately. They come up in story mode all the time, but also they've come up a couple of times in the last uncollected quests. So yeah, man. Uh, I do have a 5-star rank 3 duped crossbones, which kind of does the job, but I think Black Widow would do it better. I think she's the absolute nuts against Thorns. Finally, we take him down. It only takes like 120 hits, probably a little bit less, but hey. And then we go to Morningstar. Now, Morningstar has kind of the same buffs: True Strike, Cornered, Block, Proficiency. So the good thing is that even though both of them have had Cornered, they haven't really power gained a lot. I guess because we're not really doing any damage over time. Like we're not um, creating any debuffs against them. So yeah, I guess that node's kind of, I don't even know why they have that node. It's kind of, it doesn't, it's not, oh right, that node, actually, now that I think about it, that's why I struggled with Hawkeye. That node is to make sure that you can't finish this one with Hawkeye. Because the minute you bring in Hawkeye and you start casting bleeds and shocks and incinerates, these guys hit SP3 immediately, and then all of a sudden you're done for, right? Because Hawkeye he's pretty good, and yeah, sure, he's got an amazing power drain, but you can't power drain them. It was like you would cast your SP1 and you would hit them, and they would be like nearly SP3. So yeah, that's why I struggled. I remember now. That's why I struggled. So Black Widow doesn't cause any debuffs on them, and so you don't have to worry about that corner don't, right? And normally you'd go like, oh, Morningstar, I'm going to take bleed damage hitting into her. Doesn't matter because you're going to regen that damage passively over time. So this fight's actually a little bit easier. I didn't like the King Groot fight because it was a little bit long, but obviously it can be done. And this fight's a little bit easier, and I am so glad Kabam nerfed this event and brought it in line with the rewards. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of nerfing stuff. I think if a stuff's a challenge, it's out there and that's it. You've released it, and somebody out there is going to figure out a way to do it. It's going to figure out a way to do it well. And like I was able to finish map 1 with my 5-star rank 1 Captain America, which is basically like a rank 3 3-star, rank 3 4-star, and they had 41,000 hit points. Right, I figured out a way around it. But I just didn't think the risk versus reward was that good. Now I think with this nerf, the risk and reward is pretty worth it. I don't know what you think, but I think it's worth it. Because those last hand crystals are the greater last hand crystals. They do have some. It's a bit of a potluck, but I mean, they have some pretty good rewards there, right? So if you could do this pretty easily without having to really spend units, maybe having to spend the odd event revive that you've won or free revive that you've picked up from a quest, then all of a sudden that's pretty good for some of the rewards that you're getting there. We'll get back to that in a sec. So now we have Void, and he's got Biohazard and Limber. So we can't use parry hit, or we can't use it too much. We've got to figure out a way to just play stun immune. Biohazard, normally I would say this is annoying, but actually if we cast specials, we have this period while it's consumed where while we're consuming the power, at the end of it we're going to regenerate 120% of the damage we take. So the Biohazard could actually work in our favor. I've healed up because I'm not sure if it will, so I want to make sure that I'm at max life, because those last two fights were super long, man. But I think it will. I think it will work pretty well. And also, every time we hit a bar power, we purify all the debuffs. So there you go. You can see that I was down to about 70%, and all of a sudden power is all consumed, and I'm back to full life. So this is a little bit like that Carnage buff, that Carnage boost when Symbiote Supreme came out a few months back. So this is kind of cool actually, because she is very much built around fighting him, and because I can purify the debuffs every time I fill up a bar of power, then I don't really have to worry so much about keeping the combo. I don't have to worry about stunning. I just have to make sure that I keep moving the chain and keep hitting that next combo, right? Because I don't have to worry about this whole 10 hit business. And actually this turns out to be a much easier fight than the last two. It's like King Groot was the hardest, Morningstar was a little bit easier, Void was the actually easiest, even though I thought he would be the most pain in the ass fight. So now we're up against the boss. I don't like I don't like Black Widow versus Ebony Maw. I don't like this matchup at all. But let's see. I mean, I can't really stun him is my problem. Um, and I lose that whole guaranteed crits thing, so I'm gonna have to um, mix and match my combos. I can't. Oh yeah, I've stunned him there. That's good. Oh yeah, that's right. Because if you auto evade, you stun him. But I need like a long enough. Yeah, this is my problem. I need a long enough stun that I can get in and break his focus. But I get done there with the SP2, so that's okay. Now, at this point in time, I've cleared the line. I'm just against the final boss. He doesn't have that much life, so I'm just going to revive. Because I'm only a rank 3 4-star, I am going to revive. Going to heal up a little bit because he does have the deterioration, and while normally that's not an issue against Wasp, I think because of my very low HP pool with the 4-star, I am going to need it. Right, so my strategy against Ebony Maw, if you've seen it before, is basically heavy him, break his focus, and then go to town with him. I don't think it's going to work, even with the auto evade, because you don't really know when you're going to auto evade and stun him. I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to get the timing right, a little bit dangerous to get in and heavy and break his focus. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to play around pushing him to his SP1, evading an SP1, and getting in at the end of that. Hopefully just pushing him again to his SP1. This seems to be working pretty well. I don't know where I got that Fury from, but I'm not complaining. I'll take the Fury. Ouch, ouch. No. I was doing so well. Okay, great. Get an intercept. Now I've got some regen, some passive regen over time, so that's going to help with the deterioration. And I just need to miss one more SP1, get in there, finish it. This is fantastic, actually. This is my first attempt with Black Widow. I thought it was going to take more attempts to be able to record this video, but that's great. So obviously this can now be done with the champ that's right for the particular line that you have. So yeah, we've just got 2 more weeks of this, and at the end of the event, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, I've got like over 210,000 shards, so I've got like 21 crystals. So at the end of the event, we're going to take all the crystals I collect, we're going to pop them all up at once, and you're going to see what we've collected over the last 6 weeks. It's going to be pretty awesome. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, so you can be notified when that video comes out, and let's see together what we've popped over the last 6 weeks. Hopefully this helps you out. If it did, like, subscribe, leave a comment, share with your team, share with your alliance, and I will see you in the next one, boys and girls. Ka kite ano.